Hello.
Hello.
Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's AstoundCast. And today we have a long one because there's a few things I want to talk about, but the main thing will be in the title because there you go. Anyway, let's start this off as we usually do. How has your week been?
Week has been quiet, week has been slow. Week hasn't been too bad, in all honesty. Also, apology for the minor delay starting. I have 2 words for you. Sunday roast.
Yeah, it happens. Do not worry about it.
Haven't had one in over a year.
Fair enough.
How has your week been then?
Long. Like, ridiculously long. I have done 4 out of 5 days in work. I am on the verge of death.
Oh dear.
And to top that off, I'm going to Cardiff tomorrow, so
Nice.
not as bad, but still going to be 2 very busy days.
Very tired.
Yeah, then Wednesday I'm doing this thing in Wrexham called Play Day. It's on the massive library field. That's going to be very busy as well. And then sleep.
Sleep sounds awfully nice right now.
Oh yeah. Like, seriously, come Wednesday night, I will be recording Thursday's video and then falling asleep faster than you can blink.
Well, we'll see if that's actually true or not, but hey ho.
Oh, it probably will be.
I'll do this when I see it. Or hear it, you know.
Yeah, good point. Anyway, shall we move on to this week's motorsport section?
You seem raring to go with this, so go for it.
Bit of a mixed bag today. I'm very happy for one Formula One team, very, very annoyed with another. I'll let you guys guess who it is.
I think it's Williams you're mad at. That's my guess.
Well, I mean, with them, I'm not so much mad, I'm just disappointed.
Oh, geez, no one wants to hear that.
Well, I say disappointed, I mean, it's more they're kind of keeping up their status quo. But the team that I'm very happy with is Mercedes.
Nice.
Scoring their second double podium in a row.
All right.
And in fact, this week's podium is an exact repeat of last week.
Oh.
Yep. It's Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell in that exact order.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, very strange for a podium to literally line up the exact same way twice in a row.
Yeah,
very strange. But 2 drivers that could have very realistically been on the podium was, once again, our favourite Ferrari.
Yeah.
Like, I feel sorry for anyone who is a Tifosi at the moment. If I was a Tifosi, I would be ripping my hair out.
Oh, dear.
Because their strategy calls have frankly been atrocious pretty much forever. And today, they have not helped themselves at all.
Oh, dear.
Like, I'll give you the race finishing rundown right once the F1 app loads.
Go.
Like,
they have an app?
Yeah, the F1 app.
When did this come out?
Quite a while ago, actually.
Damn, I've been behind on the times.
Right. I'll give you the qualifying results, and then I'll tell you the race results, because then you'll see why I'm frustrated.
Go for it.
Well, pole position went to George Russell for the first time ever.
Nice.
which is frankly amazing. And then
Good on them.
right behind him in second and third, Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc. Then Lando Norris, Esteban Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, who had some major engine problems, Sergio Perez right behind him, Zhou Guanyu, Kevin Magnussen, Lance Stroll, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda, Alex Albon, Sebastian Vettel, Pierre Gasly, and Nicholas Latifi, although Pierre Gasly did have to switch to last place due to an engine penalty.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's exceeded the three engine limit.
Oh, how did he get a
Yeah.
fourth engine? Actually, wait, how many engines did he have?
This is his fourth.
Wow.
Yeah. Now on to the race results, and now you're going to see why I'm so frustrated with Ferrari.
Yep.
Well, Verstappen won the race. Hamilton was 7.8 seconds behind him. Given a couple more laps with the pace he was on, I think he could have got him.
Yeah.
Then George Russell was in third. And then Carlos Sainz was in fourth.
Mm-hmm.
After a very long race for him. Then it was Sergio Perez in fifth. And then Charles Leclerc behind him. Yeah. And then Lando Norris in seventh. Ocon, Alonso and Ocon in eighth and ninth. And then Vettel, Stroll in 10th and 11th. Gasly in 12th, so he had a pretty good race. Zhou Guanyu in 13th. Mick Schumacher in 14th, which does break his point streak, which is very depressing. 15th was Daniel Ricciardo. Magnussen was 16th. Albon and Latifi were 18th and 19th. And Tsunoda was last place with 19th. And then a couple of laps to go to the end, Valtteri Bottas' engine died.
Oh, jeez. Poor guy.
Literally, lap 68 of 70, his engine died. If he'd have done 3 more laps, we could have had everyone finish the race.
Damn.
Which never happens anymore. But Ferrari, and in fact all the F1 teams, have now entered the summer break.
Good on them. But
which means there are now 3 weeks till the next race, which gives all the teams a lot of time to reset. And I think the team that needs that most is Ferrari. Because if they keep doing this, they can kiss their championship goodbye.
Jeez, though.
Like, they're messing up constantly on the timings of the pit stops.
Yeah.
Carlos and Charles are doing amazing on the track. They have pace from the gods. They make very few mistakes. But literally, it's always the pit stops that screw them up.
Yeah.
I just don't know what Ferrari think they're doing.
I don't think Ferrari knows what Ferrari's doing at this point.
No, which is really shocking if you think about it, because they're the only team in Formula One to have competed in every single season.
Yeah.
And they still can't get pit strategy right. After 72 years. What the hell? I just don't know what's going on. They really need to get their act together, or Charles Leclerc has zero chance of winning the championship in this car. Because it is a championship-winning car. It can do it. But if they keep screwing up when they're timing the pit stops, he doesn't stand a chance. And for that matter, neither does Carlos Sainz.
Thing is, it's either they need to get themselves together, or the drivers need to go find a new team because that's not fair on them.
Yeah, you're dead right, and that's the last thing Ferrari wants, which means they really need to get their act together and quick. Because this is honestly just ridiculous at this point. I am expecting one of those two drivers, if they don't get their act together, to just walk out.
Very much expecting it at this point, if that's to happen.
And frankly, if it's going to be either of them, it's going to be Charles Leclerc. Because after today's race, Max Verstappen is still in the lead of the championship. But now Charles Leclerc is 80 points behind him.
Damn.
80 points. That is... Wow. It'd take 3 race wins to be 5 points behind him. And that's if Max Verstappen DNFs the next few races or doesn't get any points.
Yeah.
Which, considering Max's run of luck lately, seems incredibly unlikely. Like, today, he started in P10, literally did a 360 in the middle of the race, and still won. That is what Ferrari's up against. That is what they are dealing with.
Yeah. So
they really need to get their act together, or they're just not gonna win it.
So one of those things are gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, hell, it could potentially even come down to Mercedes versus Red Bull again, if Ferrari keep going the way they are. Because I think one of the two Mercedes drivers, has overtaken... Yeah, George Russell now has more points than Carlos Sainz.
Damn.
And Lewis Hamilton's only 10 points behind him. Wait, hold on. Okay, for George Russell to get in front of Charles Leclerc, all he needs is a race win and for Charles to not get any points, and he'll be 5 points ahead.
Yeah.
And Lewis currently needs a race win plus whatever position you need to get 5 points to equal Leclerc. Ferrari's in a very bad position right now.
Yeah.
And frankly, if you told me that 2 months ago, I would have laughed in your face, because Ferrari were on top of the world. They looked, frankly, like it was their championship to lose. And now, it's their championship that they're gonna lose. At this rate. In fact, I'm just going to quickly check the Constructors' Championship to see where they stand on that. Because I know the Constructors is both the drivers' points pooled together. Oh boy.
Not bad.
97 points gap between Red Bull and Ferrari. Going the wrong way for Ferrari. Red Bull's on 4-3-1, Ferrari's on 3-3-4.
Oh dear.
And Mercedes are only 30 points behind them.
Oh.
Which means that if Mercedes get another 2-3 like they have this weekend, they'll be ahead of them by the end of the next race.
Damn.
If Ferrari don't get any points in the next race, which honestly, I'm not crossing out the possibility of at this point.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's... Oh, man. Because I like Ferrari. There are very few teams I dislike on the grid. Saying that, I don't even really dislike Red Bull that much anymore, but Ferrari is a team that I love, but are just so frustrating.
It is, but at the same time, it's just a weird old situation.
Yeah, like I've seen a meme today that frankly works quite well for Charles Leclerc's current situation.
Yeah.
Man who thought he'd lost all hope loses last additional bit of hope he didn't even know he still had. Literally how Leclerc's going to be feeling right now.
Probably, especially with looking at anything that's going to be up on social media from now.
Yeah, like, I hate to say it, but at this point, if things keep going the way they are, Max Verstappen is going to be a two-time world champion.
Eesh.
But I do want to actually point something out rather interesting.
Yeah?
Well, Max was actually doing an interview a couple of days ago for Sky Sports F1, and he was talking about his current battle with Ferrari. And as we know, Max does have quite a lisp.
Yeah.
But when he said Ferrari, his pronunciation was literally perfect. His lisp was not at all detectable.
Hmm.
And it was perfect Italian pronunciation. And he says he has a really good relationship with Mattia Binotto and how much he loves Ferrari. So, maybe not next season, but maybe 2024, this is going to sound insane, we could see Max Verstappen move from Red Bull to Ferrari.
A definite theory.
That could potentially be the case. Because if he has got the pronunciation of Ferrari that well, I can more or less guarantee he's learning Italian. And to be a Ferrari driver, you have to learn Italian.
Do you?
Yeah, that is one of their things.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you have to learn Italian.
Good on them for that, mind you, but damn, I didn't know that.
So, and the only reason I think Max would learn Italian is if he was making a move to the team in red. Which I do think could be a good move for both parties. Because on the one hand, Max Verstappen is a force to be reckoned with and will correct the team if he thinks they're making a bad call, such as for pit stops. But in terms of Verstappen, well, he tends to lash out a lot. Ferrari will absolutely not stand for that. So they may rein him in a bit.
So work out for both parties, technically.
Yeah, like that could be Verstappen's maturing era, because that's the same thing that happened to Seb. Like Sebastian Vettel when he was at Red Bull, very, very hot-headed. Like in some races, even more so than Max. But when he went to Ferrari, he calmed down a hell of a lot. So this could be Max's time to really shine. Because if he gets it together and gets himself a bit more relaxed and a little less prone to lashing out, he could really become a problem for the rest of the grid.
I'm willing to watch that when it happens.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see that. Because I can tell Max Verstappen does have a good driver in him. At the moment, he's just too he's just too wild. He's just too wily at the minute. He's too unruly. If he gets his head together, he could be a damn good driver, even more than he is now.
Yeah.
But speaking of Sebastian Vettel, there's still speculation going rampant for who's going to replace him next year.
Yeah.
At the moment, there are 4 candidates kind of in the speculative running. How legitimate these are, I don't know, but these are the 4 that everyone is kind of well, no, there's 5 really, but one of them is very unlikely. So in the speculative running, we have Nico Hülkenberg, who is, of course, at the moment the Aston Martin reserve driver, but he is 37, so that could work against him. Because he is older than Seb. Of course, we have Daniel Ricciardo, who, of course, as we know, has had a very less than ideal run at McLaren for the last season and a half. Oscar Piastri, who, of course, as we know, has kind of had to sit this season out due to not having a seat free at Alpine. So he could potentially take that place up. Another option that's being kind of tossed around is... Who was it? Oh, Mick Schumacher. Of course, Seb's been practically a father to him during their shared time in F1, which, of course, is going to be coming to an end at the end of this season. And as we also know, Haas are a bit frustrated with Mick, so he could potentially make the move to Aston Martin, which would be quite fitting, because Aston Martin was formerly the Jordan team, which his father, Michael Schumacher, made his F1 debut with.
Yeah.
So that's one possibility. And the final possibility, as insane as it seems, Fernando Alonso.
Oh.
People are really really tipping Alonso for this one. I don't know why. He seems very adamant that he is staying with Alpine, but I don't know what it is, but people are just really tapping him for this seat.
Curious.
And yeah, although God help whoever does take it, because the lead driver will be Lance Stroll. And, well, that's not brilliant.
Doesn't seem too well. No.
No, I suppose that is a pretty big side effect of, well, let's put it blatantly, nepotism.
Yeah.
The man's dad owns the team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty big side effect of that. But you never know. If Fernando Alonso does end up going to Aston Martin, he will more than likely become the lead driver. I would be very shocked if they chose Stroll over him. Like, very, very shocked.
I mean, the first time for everything.
I mean, true, but on the other hand, it's Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
Even turning 41 this Friday, just gone, he still is consistently in the points every race, pretty much. Like, what points is he on at the minute? He is currently 10th in the standings at 41, which honestly isn't too bad for a driver who is literally the same age as his amount of points.
Well.
I absolutely love that. But yeah, I think that's actually going to be it for this week's slightly extended motorsports section. I just really, really, really needed that Ferrari rant. Because it's
Always
just
have
painful.
trouble.
It's just painful to watch, seeing where they were at the start of the season and how far they've frankly plummeted now. It's just... Ugh!
Well, it's not the end of the world. There is still time to do something.
True, they've just really got to get themselves together.
Like, more than usual, yeah.
Yeah. So, ow. Is there anything else you would like to talk about this week?
You know what? I'm actually not sure. I did have something in mind, and then for some reason my head's just gone blank.
Yeah, me too. I think it was kind of Comic-Con related, because there is something that I have pieced together, but I have also completely blanked on what it is.
I do have some leaks from Pokemon.
Oh? What do you got?
Okay, so thanking the Centro Pokemon leaks on Twitter for keeping up to date with everything. There is there's quite a bit that has been admitted or been found from codes and such.
Okay.
So let me just get it up quickly.
Okie dokie.
So one major thing that has been announced has been the gimmick Pokemon, which have been named Paradox Pokemon.
Oh.
So we used to not have a name for it. I think the fandom dubbed them like Paradox.
Okay.
So these actually no way. They actually called them new fakes, but now they're called Paradox. So they're basically Pokemon that will have a regional version, but they don't necessarily evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on the game you have, will also be will also tell you which ones you're gonna get. So
Oh.
because the gimmick for this one is past and future.
Ooh.
So Pokemon Scarlet will be for the past, for which
Mm-hmm.
the Paradox Pokemon for that one will be Jigglypuff,
What?
Amoonguss, which is ancient Jigglypuff.
Okay.
No idea what the form is going to be though. I'm just giving you what's been leaked.
Yeah.
Amoonguss.
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of Among Us references coming out.
Uh-huh. As to be
Volcarona,
expected.
Volcarona, which I'm pretty surprised about.
Mm-hmm.
Salamence is non-confirmed, but currently speculative.
Okay.
An unknown Generation 2 Pokemon.
Oh.
And Misdreavus.
Hmm.
So Misdreavus is probably going to be before they became a ghost type, which I'm going to find quite cool.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm not buying that version. I'm probably going to get Pokemon Violet, which is the future.
I was going to say which will be the future Pokemon.
So the future Pokemon will be Delibird, which I find quite funny.
Okay.
That's going to be Neo Santa, hopefully. Praying for Neo Santa. Gallade, which is going to be interesting. But again, another Volcarona.
Okay.
Yeah. Tyranitar, but again, that's unconfirmed.
Right.
Another unknown Generation 2 Pokemon.
Okay.
And Hariyama.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm going to just throw something out there. I wonder if the two unconfirmed Gen 2 Pokemon are the same one.
That might be, but which Pokemon would it be? Is a question. Is another question.
Yeah. I have honestly no idea. I would probably defer to you on that one. But
Again,
I'm just speculating that maybe it's the same one, just a past and future version of it.
Well, if they've done that for Volcarona, then probably they've done that for another couple.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There have been some new evolutions confirmed as well for certain Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
So, first one is for Primate,
Okay.
which is odd because that is a final stage evolution. So there's going to be an extra evolution for that.
So he's going to be a 4-stage Pokemon.
3 stage,
Oh,
because it's
okay.
currently a 3 stage for Mantis Primate.
Ah.
The next new evolution is for Wooper,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a reason for that, which I'll get to in a minute.
Okay.
Girafarig will finally have an evolution.
Woo!
So will Dunsparce finally, even though he was robbed of having Drampa.
Ouch.
And finally, Bisharp is getting another evolution.
Oh, okay, that's a Pokemon I actually know because of Pokemon Go. Yes, I still play that. I still play it.
As long as you recognise some Pokemon, I
Yeah,
can't fault you.
and I've got quite a few of those.
Yeah, that evolved from a Pawniard, and that means that that's going to be a 3 stage evolution line too now.
Okay.
Regional forms have been confirmed, but not for too many.
That makes sense.
So Wooper is getting a regional form, but it's going to be a poison type. Hence, probably the new evolution. Tauros is going to be getting 3 new regional forms, apparently.
Okay.
2 types haven't been confirmed yet, but the first one will be fighting type, which makes sense due to the origin of the region being more Portuguese, Spaniard.
Yeah.
And finally, there is another new gimmick called Convergent Species.
Okay.
And what they are basically Pokemon that have the same sort of face and features as a type that we already know, but they are a completely different type to them.
Ah, okay.
So far, we have confirmed a Diglett, which is to be a water type.
Oh,
Diglett is usually ground type.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound right.
Apparently, it's supposed to look like an eel, just with a Diglett face, which
Oh,
I find hilarious imagining.
that is strange.
And there is an unknown Gen 1 water type that will have a different convergent species too, but again, that's not confirmed.
Yep.
And that's mainly the leaks for you.
Oh, thank you.
If there's any more, I shall let you know.
That's a lot of Pokemon leaks.
Yeah, it's a lot of Pokemon leaked so far.
Yeah. But that is to be expected as the release date isn't too far away, right?
November, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was very, very close.
Well, you think about it, they released the date January, February.
Yeah.
Well, February, March, just as Arceus had been released. And
Yeah.
then they decide to be like, yeah, no, another Pokemon this year. Yeah.
I'm still not sure what is with the super short time gap.
Mm.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, I remember the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Yep.
Confirmed at Comic-Con, there's going to be a Star Trek crossover next year. And it's quite a strange crossover. I think I've mentioned this already, but I wanted to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds, in one of its season 2 episodes, is gonna be crossing over with Lower Decks.
Oh.
Which is very strange for two reasons. One, those shows are over 100 years apart in the timeline, and one is live action, one's animated.
That's going to be fun to see.
Yeah, that's going to be very strange. Lower Decks is placed just after the events of Star Trek Nemesis by a couple of years. And of course, as we know, Strange New Worlds is set a few years before Captain Kirk takes the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And of course, Lower Decks is the Rick and Morty style show. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how those two shows are going to work together because they both have their massive comedic moments, but they're two very, very different kinds of comedy.
Well, this is going to be fun to see.
Yeah. I do believe that we're only getting two characters from Lower Decks, though, on Strange New Worlds, and that's going to be Boimler and Mariner. So I'm going to guess that those two somehow managed to travel back in time and have ended up on the Enterprise.
All right.
And they're probably going to have to explain to Captain Pike who the hell they are and how in God's name they ended up over 100 years in the past.
Well, you see, magic.
Yeah, like, that's going to be a very, very strange one. So, I'm very curious to see how that ends up working out. Yeah, that is not a crossover I was expecting. At all. If anything, I was expecting Lower Decks and possibly Prodigy. But yeah, that really kind of threw me a curveball.
It doesn't sound bad. It just
no,
sounds odd.
Yeah. Yeah, very curious announcement. Very much curious to see how it goes. Because that does sound like a really good crossover.
Does.
And I have to say, from what little of Lower Decks have seen, Mariner is going to be very good friends with Ortegas.
You think?
Absolutely. They are scarily similar. But who would I think Boimler would fit with? Probably Uhura, because she is the youngest main crew member.
Yeah.
Although it is going to be fun seeing Boimler and Mariner not accidentally mention future Starfleet legends like Picard and Riker. Because they will have to really bite their tongues to not do that.
Yeah.
Because from what I've seen, those two are incredibly loose-lipped. So one of them is definitely going to mention either Picard or Riker, and the other's definitely going to smack them on the back of the head.
Which one's which? We don't know.
No, actually, I think I know exactly which is going to be which. But Boimler's going to slip, Mariner's going to slap. Yeah, no, yeah. That is exactly how that's going to go.
Most likely, but it'd be funny if it was the other way around.
Oh yeah, definitely. But from what I've seen, that's definitely how that's going to go.
Yeah.
But honestly, Comic-Con, a week on, I'm still processing some of the announcements.
Yeah.
Because that was just so many, and I'm still kind of catching up on a few. But like, it's just insane how much we had revealed last weekend. And honestly, on the Marvel side, how much that we didn't hear about, because there's still quite a few things that were announced a couple of years ago that, well, I say a couple of years ago, like last year at D23, that weren't mentioned at all at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Although I'm thoroughly expecting for those to be re-mentioned this year's D23, which is, I think, early September. I think. I'm going to actually have to check that. D23 2022. There we go. Yeah, it's the 9th to the 11th of September.
Oh.
So it's in about a month. So we're probably going to get some of those announcements kind of re-announced in D23. Yeah, that's kind of it for the entertainment section of this week, unless there's anything else you'd like to talk about.
No, not really.
Oh, wait, no, I actually do want to touch on something else. The D&D movie trailer.
Ah.
That looked amazing.
Definitely something I want to go see.
Same here. It looked so good. Like, there was so much that they just threw into that trailer. I mean, the obvious thing they had to do was throw in a mimic.
Oh, yeah.
A mimic was practically a necessity to that. And the black dragon. Yes! That was so cool. I was very happy.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of one of the campaigns we're currently doing.
Honestly, same. But I'm very excited to meet the characters of this, because Chris Pine's obviously in it, and that's just going to be incredible. Hugh Grant, I think, is also going to be a really good fit for this film, as well as Justice. Yeah, as well as Justice Smith. Those three, I think.
Justice, I'm definitely putting in there.
Yeah, I think those three are probably going to be the MVPs of the film.
Here's hoping.
Oh yeah, like, let's face it, Hugh Grant can never put a foot wrong, so. But yeah, I can tell this film, it's gonna be good. I mean, it can't be worse than the last Dungeons and Dragons film, can it? Really?
We don't talk about that.
No.
We don't talk about that.
No, we do not even. We don't even think about that.
Think about what?
Exactly. Yeah, so let's hope and pray this one goes a bit better than last time.
I'm still waiting for the Mario film.
Oh, same. I think that is coming out next year as well.
I just have to see how Mario is. Because everyone else is fine.
I think it is slated for a summer release.
Even better.
I think. I could potentially be very wrong on that, but from what I remember, it is coming out around next summer.
Give me a sec, I can always have a look.
Okay. I just hope and pray that Chris Pratt does at least at some point attempt an Italian accent. Because from what I'm hearing so far, he's not going to be changing his accents, which is going to be very jarring.
Ah, yes, so it's going to be the Luigi brothers and Chris Pratt.
Yeah, that's it's going to be weird.
April 7th, 2023.
Okay, bit sooner than I thought.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out just before Christmas this year.
Ah, yeah, it was, but then they had to delay it, probably because of COVID somehow.
Yeah.
But Okay, bit sooner than I was expecting. Good. Because I do want to see this, I'm not gonna lie.
I just have to see how Chris Pratt Mario is just portrayed. That's all I
Oh,
want to see.
oh yeah, that is probably going to be the most pivotal part of the film, is how Chris Pratt does as Mario.
Because it's now Mario. It will be either Mario Pratt or it will be Mario Mario.
uh, let's hope it's Mario Mario, because they can't really screw him again. This can't
Well,
be worse than the
well,
last Mario film.
no, the last Mario film was hilarious. It was a classic, and you cannot tell me otherwise.
Yeah,
And the
fair.
and the live and the live action program too just made them sound New Yorker, and that was just
Yeah,
beautiful.
really weird.
Yes, but I it was in good taste for the reason being they made both Mario and Luigi sound similar.
That's true. But let's see how they portray them in this film. Um. Anyway, is there anything else you want to talk about this weekend?
Not, I can't think of anything. That's the thing. It's been a quiet
No.
week for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been a quiet week for me. It's just been so busy that I haven't really had time to pay attention to anything.
Yeah, that's also a valid excuse.
Yeah. Shall we wrap this one up a little bit early?
Sure, we'll put a nice little bow on it.
Cool. So that's gonna do it for this week's episode of the AstoundCast, guys. Episode 54. If you're here on stereo, please give me a follow at Astounding Cameron, and please give Roxanne a follow at Roxo Rooney. Or if you're watching this on YouTube on Monday or any other day, please subscribe to my channel. The sub button will be just below the video title. And speaking of the video title, if you click on it, you'll be heading to the description, in which my social media will be in my link tree, as well as Roxanne's website and her YouTube, as well as Frost's Instagram and his YouTube. And that's going to do it for this week's stream. Unless.
Going off Mario, I have a random Mario fact, which was in total, he has held 12 occupations.
Good lord.
Those occupations are plumber, obviously.
Of course.
He's been a carpenter,
Uh
doctor,
huh. Uh
racer,
huh.
martial artist, baseball player, soccer player, basketball player, pro golfer, not just golfer, pro, tennis
Okay.
player, construction worker, and Olympic athlete.
Good lord. Wow.
He does a lot of sports.
That's quite a CV for Mario there.
Yeah, mainly sport based. So he's doing a
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah. And with that, frankly, mind-blowing fact, guys, I will see you all tomorrow with another YouTube video, and next week for another stream. Goodbye.
Hey.